Whoa, what's up? My name's Chris. Welcome to my kitchen. I cook all the time, but never on camera, so this will be my first time doing it on camera. Let's see what we can get going on right here. I'm from New Orleans, but I'm not going to be cooking Cajun or Creole today. I'm going to be cooking a steak, something simple, something to show y'all, but I'm going to bring it up a notch. So if y'all got somebody coming over, this is how you need to be cooking a steak. Y'all go to Netflix and chill, Amazon Prime and Sexy Time, a little Hulu and Do You. What else they got? ESPN and Get It In, Paramount and The Pair Can Mount, Peacock. Nah, that's childish. Let's go cook a steak. So I've been drinking and I'm gonna keep on drinking, but let's get this started. First of all, with this steak, I got me a New York strip right here. I paid $12.56 for this. So if you went to a little fancy restaurant, you probably paid $30 for a New York strip meal. If you went to fine dining, this is $60. Let's do this. So the first thing I did, I got my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I got me some garlic right here. Let me show you what I'm doing with that. This is a little extra. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about 3 cloves of that garlic, put it right here, and a little dash of olive oil. Whoop. That was more than a dash. And there's never too much garlic. I'm just doing 3 because it's gonna be me by myself. If I was cooking for my wife, there'd be more. But I'm gonna take that and ball it up inside this aluminum foil. And I'm gonna put that in the 400 degree oven. Never too much garlic because, well, garlic keeps the vampires away, and I ain't never been bit by a vampire, so it must be doing a good thing. So I'm gonna take that garlic inside of this little doohickey right there, and I'm gonna shove it in the oven, 400 degree oven. Turn this camera around where I can see, 400 degrees. I'm gonna put that right in there. And I'm gonna let that sit in there for about 30 minutes or so. So while that garlic's roasting in the oven, I'm gonna prep my steak. So I got my steak right here. Before I get too much into that, man, I got these gloves. I'll put these gloves on while I'm touching this because, well, I don't want to be touching all over my kitchen with raw meat hands. That's nasty. So, and also in between each of the cuts, I'm drinking. So I got 2 drinks off camera. I didn't even realize I had one open, so I got 2 drinks over there. How y'all doing? Love y'all. Get y'all a drink. Roast y'all garlic. Let's prep some meat. It's my understanding some of y'all ain't seasoning y'all food proper. So I'm gonna show y'all what we're gonna do with this steak. Come right here to my seasoning cabinet. We're gonna be using this Montreal steak seasoning. Now, I don't know what Montreal's got going on here, because my understanding is they only got like maple syrup and all. They be messing bacon up. They got maple syrup and what else they got? Justin Bieber. Wait, they got Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds cool. Hold on a second, I'm curious now. So wait a minute, let's see here. Canada got Avril Lavigne, Shania Twain. I didn't know she was Canadian. Jim Carrey. I didn't know Jim Carrey was Canadian. Ryan Reynolds. I said him. Ryan Reynolds. William Shatner is Canadian. Arcade Fire. James Cameron. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Mike Myers. That means Shrek is Canadian. Shrek is Canadian. Seth Rogen. Drake. Come on, we knew Drake was Canadian. Dan Aykroyd's Canadian? Margaret Atwood. Martin Short. I like Martin Short. Come on, yeah. Canada, what y'all doing? We got here Lauren Michaels, Saturday Night Live. Alexander Graham Bell is Canadian. Oh, come on, man. Celine Dion. Wayne Gretzky. I don't even like ice hockey. I'm from New Orleans. We ain't got snow down here. Canada, y'all got some stuff happening. What y'all did to bacon? What y'all did to, man? How y'all gonna do bacon that? Bacon good. Don't do that to bacon. Anyway, rant over. But like I was saying, Montreal steak seasoning. This stuff good. Canada, y'all alright. Y'all alright, Canada. You messed up bacon. Canada, you alright. But I want to show y'all something. On the ingredients list, over here, which you're not going to be able to see it, but the #1 ingredient in there is salt. Let's take a look in here. If you look at ingredients list on things, the number one ingredient is salt. Ingredients, salt. Whatever they put at the top, the first thing is what they have the most of in your stuff. This Vegetable Magic, that stuff good. First ingredient, salt. A lot of y'all be over salting y'all food. Look, I bet you this Himalayan pink salt, I bet you its first ingredient is salt. Man, it's the only ingredient in there. Yeah, so don't oversalt your food. When you start adding too many seasonings in your stuff, you're gonna end up oversalting your food sometimes. So what we're gonna do right here, you take your steak, and the first thing you wanna do is dry it off. Take your paper towel and pat it dry. All those juices that are on there is just condensation and stuff. And if you try and cook your steak with it wet, it's gonna steam the steak. You don't wanna steam your steak. You wanna cook it properly. If you steam it, you're gonna overcook it. So pat it dry. Now that the steak is dry, and I'm telling you, this is where the glove comes in handy. I'm gonna sprinkle the season all over both sides. And with the seasoning on there, don't wanna overdo it either. But just get this Montreal steak seasoning. I'm telling you, this stuff's the truth. This is gonna be better than any steakhouse. With the glove on, I can press this in there and I ain't getting freaking meat hands all over the place. Press that seasoning in there, flip it and get both sides. Both sides of my steak are seasoned really good. But I'm a little ahead. I can smell that garlic roasting in the oven right now. But I'm gonna let that sit for a moment just because I'm ahead of schedule. I'm gonna take a sip of this vodka. Along with the other stuff. After these messages, we'll be right back. I got no messages. Actually, here's a message. I'm gonna cook this in a non-stick pan. I'm not gonna use a cast iron or anything. I'm gonna use something that you probably got around your house as it is. I think I'm gonna use this one right here. It's about the right size. See how I got my pans covered, some bubble wrap? That's protecting the non-stick surface. Do not put your non-stick in the dishwasher. Hand wash that. Hand wash them, warm water. That gets too hot, and if you were to lay it down, I got stuff in here right now, but if you were to lay that down on here, it's gonna scratch the non-stick, it's gonna mess it up, it's gonna peel all the non-stick surfaces off. Hand wash your non-stick, keep you a clean pan. I like to have all my stuff prepped properly, so I'm gonna bring this over here next to the stove. It's gonna go in there, and I like this. I can flip with that. Let's do that. It's been about 25 minutes, but I can smell that garlic. So what I'm gonna do now, it's ready, it's ready. I'm gonna reach in my fridge, grab me some butter. Keep an eye. Didn't mean to hit the button just now, but I'm gonna give me one of these little prep bowls and a butter knife. And I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in there. I need 2 hands for some of this stuff, so the magic of editing. A little bit of butter. There it is. Butter. I'm gonna put this butter in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Here we go, garlic coming out of the oven. Man, watch this, watch this. I'm gonna peel this open. Oh, that garlic is beautiful in there. Is that on camera? That garlic is beautiful. I'm gonna dump it into here. And I'm gonna smash it up. That garlic is so smooth and it's like the girl that's coming over to your house. I mashed that roasted garlic up into the butter, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I overcooked it a little bit, but I'm gonna take this and put it in the freezer. Now, if you take a green onion and you cut it, It's gonna add a little bit of color to your food. And I know y'all seen that on the plates before. Look at that, that's just something. Well, watch this, let me show you something. You cut it like this. You put this on someone's plate, they're gonna think you got them Michelin stars. Look at that, look at that. Forget these little bitty pieces. Look at that. Put that on top of the steak. Put that on top of the steak. So with a small non-stick pan, about a medium-high heat, about that thickness, put a little olive oil in there. That's all I need, a little olive oil. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna drop that in there after it's nice and hot. If I can pick it up, may have been drinking a bit. That's on me. And I'm gonna leave it in there for about 4.5 minutes on that side. I'm gonna set a timer. And I did it wrong. I'm still doing it wrong. There we go. It's gonna be a little long now, but I'm gonna cook that. I'm not even gonna touch it for 4.5 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna cook it on the other side for 4.5 minutes, and I'm gonna have a perfectly cooked steak. 4.5 minutes. We're gonna flip that over. If I can grab it. I may have been drinking a bit. Plus, I'm holding the camera with one hand. Woo! All right, I gotta set y'all down. Alright, I just flipped it. That was a little difficult. Look at that. This is beeping. Let's go ahead and timer that again for another 4.5 minutes. Telling you, steaks don't take as long as you might think they do. And I pulled that butter out of the fridge and I balled it up. So, this is that garlic butter I made. Roasted garlic butter. I know you want to touch it. Don't touch it. Let it sit. Don't touch it. Let it sit. While this is over here doing this thing, I'm telling you, we gotta get my wife on board. I keep telling her we need to do a cooking show. We get more cameras set up, I film, she cook, I cook, she film, whatever it is. I provide the commentary, however it works out. But this is the first time I've ever cooked on camera. If y'all like this, normally I don't ask anybody to like any of my stuff, subscribe, whatever. I'm normally fixing my car or working on something around the house. It's hot outside, it's raining, but I'm cooking right now. If y'all like this, if this shows up with a lot of likes, I can show that to my wife and be like, look, people like it, people want to see it. So if y'all like this, maybe I'll get my wife on board. We got some recipes. We be cooking like different things. Like I probably eaten the same thing twice, maybe 4 times a year. We be cooking. So like it, and I can show it to my wife. Be like, look, people want to see recipes. People want to see us cooking. People want to see it. That's only if y'all want to see it. If y'all don't want to see it, then just don't. But if you want to see some more, please do. And if you get a little subscriptions here and there, hey, well, maybe we'll be uploading like once a week, twice a week, whatever it takes. I mean, we cook every night. That's beeping. I'm going to try and pick it up with the camera in hand. That's beeping, look. Woo! Having a little trouble here. Get up under there. That's the seasoning kind of sears on there. Look at that. That looks good to me. Look at that. Look at that. Watch when I put it down. I'm going to put it over here on my plate. Let's shut this thing up. So, you don't want to cut in that right away. You want to let it sit for about a minute or two. Because right now, from the heat, it's all contracted. But as it starts to cool down, it's going to expand. I'm going to cut it into that and you're going to see a perfect steak. This is all on the fly. Everything I do, I can't do retakes because the steak's cooking and that's the time. So if I mess up anything, that's that. I'm gonna cut into the steak in a second. Ain't no time for reshoots. I ain't got 2 steaks, just one. I'm eating this by myself. My wife will be home later on for dinner. I'm gonna cook a salmon later, but I ain't gonna film that. But this is just a steak. You want some sides? Cook some potatoes, some bacon wrapped asparagus. Salt. Look, we'll do that in a later episode. My next door neighbor came home with a puppy dog, so I had to walk out there and pet it. But my steak is rested. Let me cut this open and show you what it looks like. All right, let's take a look. That's beautiful. It's a little bit over what I would have normally done. If you want your steak well done though, you're a psychopath. And if you want your steak rare, well then you're probably a psychopath that freaking eats people. So what's up, Jeffrey? So I think I let it sit a little too long because I was outside petting the puppy dog. But let's finish this off. So this is that garlic butter that I made. A little hard to do with one hand, but I'm gonna take that, put that on top of the steak. And the butter's a little cold, but that's gonna melt right. Look at that. Look at that. It's melting into there. I'm telling you, you do this. Woo, don't do this for just a friend. You do this, you making babies. Somebody's getting pregnant. People are moving in together. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I'm gonna set this here. Look at these green onions. Remember them? Remember them? Put that on somebody's plate. Look at that. Look at that. Get this one here. Bing, it goes there. Oh, does that not look like perfection? I know you can't taste through the screen what I did, but you know what I did. You know what I did. Look at that. Got the green onions, the garlic butter I made. Whoo, on a New York strip. Thank you. I love you. I love you. You know what I did. That's amazing. That's amazing. Imagine if I cooked down some mushrooms or some onions or something and put it on there. Come on now. Come on now. You know you want that. This is good. I'm telling y'all, y'all make my wife do cooking videos with me. We got some recipes now. We got some little tips and tricks. Y'all get in there, like, comment, whatever. Tell my wife, Dana, say, Dana, cook. Dana, make some videos. Dana, let's get the lighting and the camera angles right. Woo! I'm out.